thy mind. The tongue of a man is the rudder of the boat, but the Lord of all is its pilot. Cast not thy heart after riches. There's no ignoring fate and destiny. Place not thy thoughts on things outside. Every man is destined for his hour.
On feeling goods where all of your cash went. Not chakra alignment or inward refinement. Trying to find one word to describe men. Better yet, can one consciousness unify them? Pondering on these questions is where my time spent. Creative process, believe me, greatness got to achieve it. Ideas we believe in, positive mind, gotta reach it. Put an effort to bring forth this new being. You're not consumed by the lust for things, but knows that his worth is determined by words and deeds. Your mind is affected by words and deeds. Your thoughts are keys to what you're trying to see, and what you're trying to see should be to reach your goals. Hold on to your dreams, keys open doors. Since you can't always choose circumstances, make sure to choose your thoughts wisely. Choose advancement, move towards the future. Now's your chance, kid. Accept responsibility, avoid resentment. Actions always take root from what you think about. Things ain't going your way, it ain't hard to figure out. Why? Why? Ask why. Ain't gotta tell you, it's right in front of your eyes. So in following these principles, you'll find along the road you're the only one responsible for your soul. It's no coincidence. Take control of your life, no coincidence. It's no coincidence. You take control, no coincidence. It's no coincidence. Yeah, it's no coincidence. It's no coincidence. Nah, it's no coincidence.
Old shells are highly prized. And this one is occupied by a sarcastic fringe.
It was the most memorable time of my life. It was a touching moment because I never thought this day would ever happen. I won't have to worry about putting gas in my car. I won't have to worry about paying my mortgage. You know, if I help him, he's gonna help me.
How do you give you a phone?
You sign up if you on food stamps, you on Social Security, you got low income, you disability.
Why are you here?
To get some money.
What kind of money?
Obama money.
Where's it coming from?
Obama.
And where did Obama get it?
I don't know, his stash. I don't know. I don't know where he got it from. But he giving it to us to help us. We love him. That's why we voted for him.
I won't have to worry about putting gas in my car. I won't have to worry about paying my mortgage.
Did Obama pay for your mortgage? And did he pay for your gas?
Absolutely not. Mortgage got worse and prices got higher. During that time, we needed a change, but a change for the better, not for the worse. He had a very big voice, just like the Wizard of Oz. The wizard with this little teeny, tiny man. And I think it's the same thing with Obama, man behind the curtain. Not who we thought or expected him to be. I was Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz. That's how I feel. I was Dorothy. I started getting a little bit more educated about politics and reading more. What I learned is never trust the wizard. It's within ourselves to have the determination, the courage, and the brains to bring us to our destiny.
If you got a business, you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen.
Going into this night, where do we stand?
This is where we stood coming into the night, 268 to 204, so clearly an advantage for Secretary Clinton.
Take a look here. If Donald Trump wins tonight, no matter who they voted for, take a look at these numbers here. 21% say they'll be concerned. 37% say they'll be scared.
This is what both candidates want. They want to be living there starting January 20th of next year. Florida has been going back and forth, just changed again. It's only 11,000 vote lead just now. It changed.
Math on your feet. I like this.
The Empire State Building in New York City. Take a look at our running tally of the electoral vote. Anderson, this night is turning out to be a real nail-biter.
All along, the Trump campaign has been saying that Florida's a must-win for them. And I mean,
they can't win without it.
Donald Trump will carry the state of Florida.
You know, I'm guessing that the people in Brooklyn, I can see their fingers
That's
probably.
the Hillary Clinton headquarters.
Yeah, fingers probably bleeding because there's no more nail to bite.
I wouldn't call anything encouraging for Hillary Clinton at the moment, to be honest with you, my friend.
Wolf, the scene here is so different than it was a few hours ago when people were happy and relaxed. I have been looking around the room at people who are stone-faced. Some of them have been crying.
This was a white lash against a changing country. It was a white lash against a black president.
This is the people rising up saying it's time to listen to us. It's time to listen to us in Michigan and Wisconsin and work for the people.
Hillary Clinton has called Donald Trump to concede the race.
Came outside to try to process all this.
Hillary will never take us to the promised land.
I mean,
come on, try getting it out. Try getting it out. Go ahead.
I can't even.
I mean, I don't know if you're going to put this on television, but you don't even know what you're talking about. Try getting it out. Go ahead.
I can't.
It's the fact that I say things that people agree with. Because I tell the truth.
I mean,
She was the worst Secretary of State in the history of our nation. Why would she be a good president?
I can't.
Come on, try getting it out.
I can't put it into words. I don't know what the words are.
The fake media tried to stop us from going to the White House, but I'm president and they're not.
It's a lot to process. You're listening to breaking news, absolutely breaking the mainstream media with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM. What's up, New Haven? What's up, Facebook? What's up, everybody out there, you know, who loves to hate me, loves to hate our president? There's a lot of, you know, big things happening with our president over there in Singapore, trying to bring peace to the world. Oh, it's so funny, right? President Donald J. Trump, once reality star from The Apprentice, Donald J. Trump, the guy who everybody thought was just bluster, right? Oh, he's just, he's never gonna run. He's never gonna win. You know, it's incredible that now we're, a year and a half into his presidency, and he's still driving people crazy. Still driving people crazy. You know, we have this, he was at the G7, you know, with the supposedly other strong economies of the world. Even though they put together, the other members of the G7 don't make up our GDP, our financial strength, right? But that's besides the point. We should listen to them. We should have them guide us, right? And I'll tell you about my interesting conversation with a Democrat that as soon as I saw him today, he, how is Trump gonna treat Trudeau like that? The Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau. Oh my God. If he treats our friends like that, How will he treat our enemies? And then he says, as a matter of fact, he's treating our friends worse than he treats our enemies. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, right? So, President Trump goes to the G7 with what he's always been saying. This isn't a surprise to the world leaders. It is a surprise to those who voted for Trump. It shouldn't be a surprise for those who are never Trumpers on the Republican side, or never Trumpers on the Democrat side, or people who see Trump as the devil himself, right? Satan himself. Trump is about getting a fair deal for America. America first, right? Now, when they say, how is he going to treat our enemies like that? So, you have to start actually going beyond the ignorance of the reporters who cheer against Trump. They're rooting against Trump, right? And those biased people, those biased propaganda slingers, right? Because there's a lot of them out there who know they're wrong but continue their propaganda, right? So now think about this. So a gallon of milk, they charge a 300% tariff, right? So let's just say you buy a gallon of milk here for $3, $3.50 or whatever. There's a 300% tariff on our products being sold over there. So imagine how much more that person has to pay for our stuff. Okay, so that's our friend charging a 300% tariff on our products, but we're charging either nothing or something small like 10-5%, right? Compared to that 300%. Now, who's being mean in this relationship? Who's being mean? Trump for calling them out? Or them for actually taking advantage of our business owners over here, right? So they want to sell their products here for nothing. They don't want Trump to put tariffs or to increase the little tariffs we have on their products, but they're willing to continue to charge us that 300% tariff on milk. Imagine we have a Harley Davidson here that costs $9,000, costs $20,000+ in Europe to buy that Harley Davidson. Now, why are our friends taxing us this much if they're our friends? Because I kept hearing, how is he going to treat our friends like this? Wait, so how exactly are our friends treating us that he's having this adverse reaction? Are they being fair? Because what you need to know, this is what you need to know. Trump said he's all for free trade. So let's trade tariff free, because that's what real free trade is. No barriers, no economic barriers, no tariffs, right? So think about that. That's free trade. That's what Trump is proposing. And our friends, our supposed friends, are saying no, they want to charge us more. They want to live with their hand in our pockets. That's who the media is telling you is your friend. Okay, so that means American businesses, it's harder for them to sell their products around the world because the rest of the world wants to put a tax on it, on everything we sell. But they don't want us to tax their goods. Come on, people. Who's the bad guy here? Because I know the media hasn't been explaining that. The media hasn't been explaining that Trump said he wants free trade. He's willing to free trade with anybody. No, you put no tariffs, we put no tariffs. We have no barriers, you have no barriers. See? That's the thing. The media sells you garbage. And most of you, like the Democrat I spoke to this morning, he takes the garbage in and then he spews the garbage out with his rhetoric. When I asked him, why is Canada charging us 300% tariffs on milk and eggs? Oh, well, that's besides the point. Trump has to look beyond that. He has to look. Obama used to talk to them. Come on. Really? Really? You want somebody who talks softly and punks out for America? Someone who isn't willing to stand up for America and say, look, this is it. We are done. And in Trump's words, we are done being the piggy bank that everybody robs. Free trade will allow us to sell more overseas, which means more jobs here in America, which means more revenue, which means salaries go up. That's how business works. And the media doesn't explain to you that all Trump is doing is getting tough on those who claim to be our friends. Those who claim to be our friends but live with their hands in our pockets. You're listening to Breaking News with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM. Your home for community radio.
We want an immediate end to the police brutality and mob attack that our people are confronted by every single day, every single week, every single month.
This used to be the land of opportunity. People used to strive for peace. We don't even use the word unity until them guns release. Young kids dropping out of school, thinking they know it all, don't even know the rules. Grown men want to kill themselves for a cause. Innocent people losing their lives in the cross. History repeating itself, what are we doing? The revolution will be televised, still brewing. CNN cameras, satellite coverage. We heading for destruction, don't forget your luggage. Marvin Gaye's vision, what's going on? Back in 71, it's being reborn. We need to wake up, people getting shot dead. Homie lost his life for doing what the police said.
I just wanna know if we gonna last. The glass is half full, the bottom's coming fast. I just wanna know where's all the justice? Blaming on the system, no we can't trust it. I just wanna know if we gonna last. The glass is half full, the bottom's coming fast. I just wanna know where's all the justice? Blaming on the system, no we can't trust it. I just wanna know. Too much stress, but Lord knows we trying different drama every day. Too many young people dying, having conversations like, what happened to the youth? You really wanna know? We stopped teaching them the truth. Took the power from the parents, took religion out of school. I just watched the fire challenge. Who's raising these fools? Damn. Too many cubs, no lions. Too many broken hearts and families crying. Damn. Will we ever be free at last? The way we going, I don't know if we gon' even last. Martin Luther still having dreams. Listen closely, you can hear the screams. Yeah, violence all across your TV screens. Turning into Malcolm by any means. Yeah, corruption busting through the seams. Hands up, screaming loud, don't kill my dreams. If we gonna last, the glass is half full, the bottom's coming fast. I just wanna know where's all the justice? Blaming on the system, no we can't trust it. I just wanna know if we gonna last, the glass is half full, the bottom's coming fast. I just wanna know where's all the justice? Blaming on the system, no we can't trust it. I just wanna know
what was going through Ali head when he fought, and what they put into his head. Now that's allegedly, of course. I wanna know why them judges bringing books to the court, strictly to fling at brothers, stripping the child of his child support.
All right, you're listening to Breaking News. Absolutely breaking the mainstream media in half with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave. All right, let's I got a couple of Hollywood stories here. Let's try to get those things out the way so we could talk about, I guess, North Korea. All right, Robert De Niro this weekend, right? Actor Robert De Niro launched a profanity-laced tirade at President Trump during Sunday's Policy Charge Tony Awards, earning a standing ovation. I'm gonna say one thing. I can't do Robert De Niro, right? I have to talk like with a mouthful of marbles to sound like him. I'm going to say one thing. F Trump, he stated, as he clenched his two fists in the air, leaving panic-stricken broadcast censors trying to bleep out his remarks. It's no longer down with Trump. It's F Trump. Let's see if I got this clip. Let's see if we can hear this. Hopefully they bleeped it out. Oh, no, they didn't. They didn't. They just have the video. But yeah, so this guy, and Robert De Niro's irrelevant now. He's a clown, right? He is acting like the absurd person that he claims Trump is. Robert De Niro is a clown. And too bad that he's an old man. Too bad that he's an old man that it's not going to hurt him because nobody's going to see his films now. You know, but he's a rich dude. It doesn't even matter. Right? Hollywood takes care of his own. They probably keep giving him roles. And the movies suck. That they more than suck. Because now it doesn't even matter if they suck. I'm not going to see a Robert De Niro movie. I'm not going to see any of his movies anymore. Taxi, Goodfellas, whatever. Raging Bull. I won't waste my money renting or buying any Robert De Niro stuff. It's not going to hurt him because he's filthy rich now. But still, I'm going to take my stand. This guy's a fool. You know? F for Trump. It's not... It's so funny because, like I said, the Democrats who hate Trump, what they do is they act like Robert De Niro is talking for them, right? And it's like, yeah, he told them F him. And I'm like, okay. Okay, so what does that get you? What is Robert De Niro acting like a fool? What does that get you? F Trump for what? F Trump for what, Robert? F Trump for what? For what your friends in Hollywood do? For the disgustingness? The pedophilia that you probably turned your back on? F Trump for what? For the disgusting way you're talking? You're judging Trump? F Trump for what? You're the idiot. You're the idiot. President Donald Trump is on the world stage trying to bring peace to the Korean Peninsula. And you want to F Trump? How about F you? How about F you and all of your industry and all of your perverted friends that you probably let get away with everything? I'm wondering when somebody's going to come out against you. F you, De Niro. Okay. On to the next story. Okay. Bill Maher. Look. I gotta, full disclosure, I watched Bill Maher until maybe 3 years ago. 4 years ago. But Bill Maher, look, this guy says what he thinks, right? He disguises it sometimes with humor, or at least he gets away with what he says by disguising it as humor, right? Like when he says the N-word, oh, he's a comedian, let him say the N-word, right? So, but Bill Maher, he's basically an honest dude, Bill Maher, right? He rubs a lot of people the wrong way. He rubs Democrats the wrong way when he talks about him being an atheist and anybody believing in God being stupid. Yeah, that's something he said, right? So, anyway, so Bill Maher, and this is something that I've heard, and a lot of people, a lot of Democrats actually agree with this, and It tells you the state of mind that the Democrat Party is in when Bill Maher is saying he's hoping for an economic collapse so that he can get rid of Trump. He says, sorry if that hurts people, but he prefers that the economy crashes so that Trump isn't doing well. Now, I've told you before, I've had somebody here say they prefer to lose their business than to have Trump do well. I've had somebody say that. Say they prefer to lose their business than have Trump do well. Now, Bill Maher is saying basically the same thing, only he's at a larger scale, right? He's hoping you lose your business. He's hoping you lose your job. He's hoping you can't feed your family. Just so he could get rid of Trump. Now, keep in mind, if you lose your business, you lose your job, you can't feed your family, it doesn't affect Bill Maher at all. Because he's filthy rich. Right? So these elitists who are always talking about acting like they care about people, like they're the moral conscience of America, like they know better than anyone because they want to take care of the people. Now, Bill Maher is actually outing all of them with this statement. He prefers that the economy dies a miserable death just so we could get rid of Donald Trump. Donald Trump, who has the economy flying, who has less unemployed people than jobs available. Donald Trump, who's bringing back business. Donald Trump, who was at the G7 fighting for American businesses, fighting so that other countries who claim to be our friends don't take advantage of these small American businesses. Don't take advantage of our farmers. Donald Trump, who's fighting for all Americans, lowest black unemployment, lowest Hispanic unemployment, lowest women unemployment in 50 years, best economy in 18 years, highest consumer outlook in like 20 years. Donald Trump, who has kept, or at least tried his best to keep all of the promise he made to Americans. Bill Maher wants his presidency over so bad that he's willing to bring down the American economy. That's how Democrats think these days. And for all of you out there who are on the fence, thinking to yourself, wait, this economy's doing good, but I hate Trump because they told me to hate Trump. It's time for you to open your eyes. You don't have to hate Trump. He has more money in your pocket. He has the economy flying. He has the stock market and your 401k flying. It's okay to say Donald Trump is doing a good job. As a matter of fact, Bill Maher is saying that. He's saying the economy is so good, we're not going to get rid of this guy. So I'll pray, not that he prays, he's an atheist, but he's basically praying for the destruction of the American economy. Just because his feelings are hurt and Hillary Clinton didn't win. That's the Democrats these days. That's their message. Let's hope the economy dies. Let's hope the economy dies. And they can even have their candidate, Stormy Daniels, yell that out if they want. That's your Democrats. Nancy Pelosi telling you that MS-13 has a light in them. Everybody has a light in them. That's your Democrats. The Democrats who are rooting for Kim Jong-un to come out ahead in this Singapore summit. Those are your Democrats. They're rooting against America. When they root against your president, they are rooting against you. They are rooting against your pocketbook. They are rooting against your safety. The Democrats, and I speak to Democrats all the time, and I've spoken to them today. They prefer that Kim Jong-un sends a nuclear bomb to Guam than to have an agreement that will bring peace to the peninsula, because it would mean bringing peace under Donald Trump. Those are your Democrats. It's a sad state of affairs, people. You're listening to Breaking News on 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
For the things that I do, will you forgive me? For the things that I've done, coming from where I'm from, not too many make it out. I'm just trying to be the one, I'm just trying to be that one. I like the dark, I ain't chasing the sun. I know I'm gonna shine when the time come. I'ma be the best that ever did it. Just gotta stay committed. I lose my mind trying to find it, get my head together. I'm stressing. Sent my brother a message. He promised to never stop fighting as long as I'm writing. That's what I needed. Through my eyes, he'll always be undefeated. He said I got it, and boy, do I believe it. I knew it since a youngin'. You know that feeling? Like you don't really belong in the pain, but come your healing, I'm strong. But what if I ain't have to be? Guess I wouldn't be the woman I am. Being broken is half of me. They gon' say they feel me, but do they really though? When it get really show who gon' really be down for you. Say you got a circle, but they ain't really around for you. Won't feed you, but that's your man's hold a pound for you when it's beef. Man, I'm just trying to eat. Everybody catching bodies, I'm just bodying beats. Telling my story because can't nobody tell it better. Leave it to me and I'ma leave them with something that lasts forever. Breathe again, yet again. I need all the flaws, scars, and all the walls we hold to get off of me. I need a moment I can breathe again, yet again. Who to call when all the lights and shows is all we know and it's haunting me. I need a moment I can breathe again, yet again. I need a moment I can breathe again, yet again. I need a moment I can breathe again, yet again. I need a moment I can breathe again, yet again. I need a moment I can breathe again. Will you accept me? With all of my flaws, will you regret me? When I'm in the wrong, will you help me make it right? Will you keep me in mind? Even when I'm out of sight, I've seen so much, can't blame me for it. I've been praying more, a mistake come with a price, guess I'm paying for it. Looking back on my life, all the things I did right, I ain't really get much praise for it. But I ain't come to plead my case, I came to make my peace. Let me talk to you, do you mind if I preach? Still a lot on my chest that I just wanna release. Said this all before, feel like I'm on repeat. Getting harder to sleep, guilt trips, got my mind drifting. Ain't much change, it's a time difference. Everybody still having a hard time listening. It's these sides to every story, only mine missing. They try to read me, but I'm not a book. Couldn't judge me by my cover, took a second look. Past the chapter of believing in happily ever afters. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Is it true? I don't know, but at times it helps. Then I look around to see I got it in myself. Mind take me to an unfamiliar place. I'm looking you in the face, and all I could think to say is I need a moment to forgive again, yet again. I need all the flaws, scars, and all the walls we hold to get off of me. I need a moment I can breathe again, yet again. Who to call when all the lights and shows is all we know and it's haunting me. I need a moment I can breathe again, yet again. I need a moment I can breathe again, yet again. I need a moment I can breathe again, yet again.
You're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the news, breaking the mainstream media in half, with Harry, aka The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. All right. I forgot to throw this story in there, the Hollywood story. Actors, TV networks, and TV networks move to eliminate casting couch in wake of Me Too movement. The country's largest actors union has reached an agreement with television networks to eliminate the so-called casting couch in an effort to address sexual harassment in the industry. The Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, announced their agreement with broadcast NBC, ABC, CBS, and Fox to reduce auditions and meetings held in private hotel rooms and residences. The agreement now reflects important new language limiting auditions or meetings in private hotel rooms and residences, which represent a partial realization of our work toward industry culture change. All right. So, this is big news, right? Not. So, they have to actually come to an agreement. The union has to actually come to an agreement not to have the casting couch. And the casting couch, which everybody, they say the so-called casting couch. Now we all know that the casting couch really means the sexual harassment couch. And they didn't eliminate it. Right? This doesn't say they eliminated it. They said they are putting limitations on it. So I guess I guess if you have seniority, you still get to harass people. This is insane. They got a story saying, oh, they finally came to an agreement, no more cast. No, oh, you don't get to harass as many people anymore. That's what I read in this, because they know, because of the Me Too movement, that the casting couch was where you went to get sexually harassed, right? You want a job, you would have to sleep with somebody. So they're agreeing to limit hotel visits, limit you having to go to a residence to audition. Still insane. I guess you could applaud them for limiting the amount of harassment in Hollywood. Okay. It's insane. I just don't get it. But whatever. All right, let's move on to immigration. I'm gonna say for the last 2-3 weeks, maybe a month, they had this photo going around of some kids in a cage in Arizona. And people were making a big thing out of it that Trump has children in cages, separating families. And, you know, people are... Some people over here, even after I showed them the story, is a 2014 story of an Arizona paper. 2014, which means those kids in cages, those kids separated from their parents... That was done under the Obama administration. So Obama had children in cages. Obama was separating families. But some people here still use it like if it's Trump. I don't know if... I was going to say ignorance. It's not an ignorance. It's intentional lies, intentional propaganda, because they know people aren't diligent enough to go and check it themselves, right? So, but here goes Dianne Feinstein, right? Feinstein, she had an interview, I think it was with Chuck Todd, where she said she didn't even know that Obama was separating families. It must have not been to this extent. It couldn't have been to this extent because she didn't know about it. That's because of the fake outrage by Democrats. They don't care about anything until you're on the opposite side of them. Let's listen to Dianne Feinstein, whatever.
A weapon that could hit us.
You introduced a bill this week to stop the separation of undocumented parents and undocumented children as they cross the U.S. border. A lot of Democrats are expressing outrage about how Trump is treating undocumented immigrants. We saw this photo making the rounds on social media. Los Angeles mayor, former mayor Villaraigosa tweeted it out. It's actually it's undocumented children in a holding cell, but it's actually from 2014 when President Obama was president. There were a lot of things done to undocumented immigrants that the immigrant community was very upset about during the Obama years that Democrats didn't seem as outspoken about. What do you say to people who say, where was all this activism during the Obama years?
I don't believe that it was nearly to the extent that it is today. And candidly, I didn't really know enough about it at that time to focus on it.
There you go. Candidly, she didn't even know about it. She didn't care. She didn't care about the immigrants being harmed under Barack Hussein Obama. It was okay with her until it's Trump. Until this picture gets thrown around the web intentionally, because even people, like I say, people who know because I showed them the truth still used it after I told them the truth. Okay, so Democrats don't care. They're hypocrites. They're happy hypocrites. When you point it out to them, they really don't care that they said one thing while Barack was president and are saying something different now. They don't care. They could care less about the immigrants. The only thing they care about the immigrants is that hopefully one day they'll be able to vote Democrat. That's all the Democrats care about. They could care less about the ghettos. They could care less about housing. They could care less about all of the things they claim to care about. All of these issues. They could care less. They want to keep you in the ghettos. They want to keep you poor. They want to keep you unhappy, because without you, who's going to vote for them? Think about that. When they open up a program to assist in anything, they abuse that program. They'll open up a redundant program, right? Because their hope is to never get rid of the poor, never get rid of the heroin addicts or whatever. They need these programs. What happens when you get healed? They're out of a job. That's who your Democrats are. They could care less about you. It's all about them. They're not bleeding hearts. They're not bleeding hearts. They're eating your heart. They prefer that you suffer in pain so that they could service you for the rest of your life. They want to service you for the rest of your life. They want to from cradle to the grave care about you, because it means they have a job. Dianne Feinstein didn't know about it. She could care less about the immigrant children being separated from their families until now, until it's Trump, following Obama's same policies. All Trump is doing is following Obama's policies. But now, people have a problem with those policies. Obama deported more immigrants than George Bush. And nobody had a problem with it until Trump is doing it. Those are your Democrats. The Democrats just can't. I don't want to say that people are bad people. But most of the Democrats these days rooting against America, wanting the failure of people. How else can you classify Democrats who want to see you fail? You're listening to Breaking News. Absolutely breaking the mainstream media with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave.
Blood-stained white sheets say they somebody dying is bringing heat like the iron, and you ain't got that beef, still clapping friggin' fine. All I hear is sirens. Pray I ain't taking another loss. Life came with a course and we all pay it. Names engraved, claim the graves that we laying. They gon' tell you they love you, won't tell you when they was hating. And them saying niggas that's gon' fake it until they make it. The rest of us out here gon' get it, cause we gon' take it. Don't tell me what you got, tell me how you got it. That ain't the life you live, so how you figure you bought it. I'ma be real till I die. You say the same and I doubt it. You let the hype gas you up. I'm hot regardless without it. Never been the type to brag, but I got this in the bag. And I'm trying, boy, to go for it. I just never had. Give my dad a bigger crib, mama better way to live. My sister's the comfortability and not needing these niggas. Build me a house up on the mountain and some issues. Make it see through just to walk around but naked in that if I deserve it. All the time I put in, hustling and grinding for ends, can't tell me I don't deserve it. All the time I put in, hustling and grinding for ends, can't tell me I don't deserve it. For every time I fought tears, feeling alone all these years, fighting and facing my fears, can't tell me I don't deserve it. For all the time I fought tears, feeling alone all these years, fighting and facing my fears, can't tell me I don't deserve it. For every night I stayed up with a pain in my gut, cold wind in my strut, don't know where I'm going, but I'm going and I ain't looking back. Could only blame myself, thinking only if I could've took it back. I've been stupid, I've been foolish, but I'm growing, show improvement. If I got something to prove, then I'm proving it to myself.
All right, you're listening to Breaking News on WNHH-LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. All right, let's jump into another story. This is from the Washington Post. And it's always interesting when you have the New York Times or the Washington Post actually say the truth these days, right? When they figure it's okay to finally print something that they've been hiding or, you know, not bringing to your attention because they were rooting for a certain president. But this is from the Washington Post. Obama administration placed children with human traffickers, report says. The Obama administration failed to protect thousands of Central American children who have flooded across the U.S. border since 2011, leaving them vulnerable to traffickers and to abuses at the hands of government-approved caretakers. A Senate investigation has found. The Office of Refugee Resettlement and Agency of the Department of Health and Human Services failed to do proper background checks of adults who claimed the children allowed sponsors to take custody of multiple unrelated children and regularly placed children in homes without visiting locations, according to a 56-page investigative report. And once the children left federally funded shelters, the report said the agency permitted their adult sponsors to prevent caseworkers from providing them post-release services. All right, so the Obama administration didn't really care what happened to the kids. They separated. And look, this report is telling you the Obama administration participated in the separating of families. I saw another story, I think it was from the Washington Post this weekend, that they have families saying, they took my kid, they took this, and they were giving you the point of view of parents, of course, who are suffering without their children, right? Or at least claim to be suffering without their children. Because now they know if they come to the border, if they're caught trying to sneak through the border, the children are going to be taken away from them. Because, and let me try to explain this like you're a second grader, right? Now, think about what happens to American parents who commit crimes. I want you to think about this for a second because this isn't rocket science. An American parent who commits a crime, do the children go to jail with the parent? I want you to think about that. So when a parent gets 3 years, does the child do 3 years with the parent? Or is that child separated from that parent? Is that child, if it doesn't have any other family members, put into foster care? This is the thing. Now, the media sells you a story and they never give you the complete facts, right? So if you break the law and you're arrested, is that child supposed to go with you? And I feel bad for these parents and these children that they have to go through this. But this is a nation of laws. We do need to control our borders. We can't let everybody in. And we do need to send that message to those people in the Honduras and wherever, Colombia, wherever they're coming from. Guatemala. Don't come. Don't come. The thing is that these immigrants are basically, I don't know, the Democrats lie to them. They tell them they deserve something. We're a nation of laws. We can't allow everybody in. So, since they're being arrested in America under this American justice system, which is not perfect, but the best justice system in the world, since they're being arrested under this justice system, which separates Americans from their children every day, when parents commit crimes, they go to jail. Their kid does not go with them. They get separated. That's what happens to American families. Now, why in the world we want to give some special privilege to immigrants who commit crimes? I don't understand it. If you want to start giving special treatment like that, let's start with our American children, our American prisoners who are separated from their children. But everything that's going on with immigration, it's let's not report them to ICE, let's let them out the back door. Criminals let out to commit more crimes. Do you call immigrants criminals? Those that commit crimes are criminals. But don't tell me that we should disregard our laws and let people out the back door when we don't do that for Americans. And I say this to my family and friends who, my time is out. I gotta get it. But I say this to my family and friends who have people in my family who've gone to jail. Nobody's let them out the back door. They've had to serve their time. They've had to go through this justice system. Well, guess what? That's part of life in America. You want to live in America? Well, then live by our laws. You're listening to breaking news. Absolutely breaking. The the mainstream media in half with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHHLP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
Make firm thy mind. The tongue of a man is the rudder of the boat, but the Lord of all is its pilot. Cast not thy heart after riches. There's no ignoring fate and destiny. Place not thy thoughts on things outside. Every man is destined for his hour.
I'm feeling goods where all of your cash went. Not chakra alive.